Saludos, les habla Juanma Fernandez-Paris. El Spotlight de Película TV de esta semana es para un estreno de Netflix. Tenemos exclusivas para el estreno de Dead Boy Detective.
I can't make heads or tails of whatever these old toffs are on about. And also, half of these are written in ancient Aramaics.
They are perfectly understandable with a bit of study.
Oi, oi! You'll rip your arm clean off. Stop that now. Now, I'm not as quick as you, but I'm here to help. Honestly, Edwin, can't you tell me what really happened with the Cat King?
I have told you the lot of it. He was uncivil, garish, and I was taken off guard when he spoke close to my ear.
What? He whispered in your ear?
I'm fascinated by you. That is not important. This is a waste of time. Please, focus on the case at hand.
Right.
Hi, name is Juan Fernandez from the Película in Puerto Rico. It is such a pleasure to get to talk to you guys about Dead Boy Detectives. I will be directing questions individually so we can sort of make the situation virtually work. So Jayden, once I saw the first episode, I got so excited and I was trying to tell somebody what the show was like and I could not pinpoint like another reference. It seems very unique and very its own thing. So did that jump off the page, and did you guys have fun sort of protecting that while you were shooting the show?
100%. I mean, the material in itself was so unique, and I knew that as soon as I read it. And then obviously it is a franchise where, you know, these characters have existed before, but we wanted to make it a universe that hasn't been shown before. So, you know, we kind of brought little bits from the comics to our own characters, but also brought bits of ourselves. And yeah, I think, like you said, I think we've made something totally unique, and it's not until you watch it that you can really describe what it is.
All right, thanks for that. So George, I mean, one of the things that is also distinctive about it is sort of, it's a kind of a male friendship that we haven't really seen, you know, on screen before, because usually it just stays with opposites attract and that's it. He's this way, he's that way. But this goes way deeper than that. So talk about, you know, getting that on screen with your scene partner. No pressure. He's just right there. So just tell me about it.
Yeah, no pressure.
I think, you know, Edwin and Charles very clearly love each other, and the nature of that love is what is explored throughout the show. I'm really proud to be part of a show where the love between two males, whether it's, you know, platonic or romantic, is explored in a really sensitive and kind of truthful way. And, you know, one of the messages you get from it is they're both learning how to love, and they're both, because, you know, they've been operating for 30 years, right? Just solving cases and that's it. They're kind of set in their ways. It's very much... They're just two guys, basically. And then Crystal comes along and she opens the doors for these guys to confront their pain, confront their trauma. And the boys learn that there's a chink in both of their armor, which is that they don't really know how to communicate when it comes to emotions. And we see them muddle through that.
All right, thank you for that. You just talking about it that way, you just gave me one reference. It's kind of like a supernatural version of the Fabulous Baker Boys, but that's just me. All right, so so Jayden, the show, the tone of it is so much fun, but underneath it is also very genuine trauma, and it's handled like like with your character, there's the consequence of physical abuse. So how is it sort of like, you know, towing that line between something that's very fun, and it's very almost like 40s dialogue, quippy back and forth, but the core, it has to be real. So tell me about that.
I think, you know, it was, again, I'll refer back to the comic books in the sense that the core foundations of Charles have always been there. So for me to pick out them parts of him was super easy. And then when I got to learn that I was going to be portraying a character that has, you know, been through physical abuse and dealt with those kind of things, you know, I made sure I really did my research. I spoke to guidance counselors on people who had been through those kind of experiences. And, you know, I just wanted to do it as much justice as I can. But within all of the trauma that Charles goes through, there's light that comes out at the end of it. He learns through his trauma that he's a good guy. He's not a bad guy like his dad or Brad and Hunter.
Okay. So George, in a show where there's, cat kings and all these sort of visual effects and things that don't really happen, I wonder if the biggest leap that you had to do is sort of internal work as an actor was sort of hell, because that's the trauma for your character. Like, he doesn't want to go back to hell, but what is that like? And I wonder how you sort of handled that, because it plays beautifully on screen.
Oh, great. I'm glad you think that. It was, honestly, filming that episode is a bit of a blur because, as you can tell from the episode, it's very frantic. And, I definitely got my steps in that episode.
Your feet were tired by the end of that episode.
Yeah. Hell was quite intense to film for sure. But they were some of my favorite scenes to film as well, because it really felt like, just in terms of the whole episode, we were creating something epic. We often talk about it. It feels like our show has 2 season finales. It feels like 7 and 8 are both in their own rights a season finale. I think one of my favorite things about that episode, though, is that we get to meet the boys and we get to see their origin story. And that was really fun to play because we'd been filming for months and months and months. So then to film a scene where we're meeting for the first time was really cool.
Well, everyone was telling us that it was like we knew each other from before we started filming. So then, like, after 6 months, suddenly having to play it as if we've never met each other before was strange.
Yeah.
All right, guys, my time is up, but it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much. The show's great.
Man.
Thanks so much.
Man.